Please, please, I implore you, can you just put that on every single Ford vehicle as standard? There is no reason to not include it. Hello everyone, my name's Dale, and I'm going to compare the 2024 Mustang EcoBoost Fastback versus the Premium Fastback. Same engine, just different spec. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to try and understand which one offers the most value for money. So I'm going to run through these line for line. We're going to go through the individual spec. I will price that individual spec out, and you'll see if your $5,525 is worth the jump up from the non-premium model to the premium model. For those of you that are new here, I used to work for the equivalent of a Kelley Blue Book in the US, and if you're in Europe, I used to work for the equivalent of a Glasses Guide. I did this every single day for almost 20 years, so hopefully I know what I'm talking about and I can educate you hopefully on which Mustang to buy. I'm not a Mustang aficionado, so if I have got something wrong, jump into the comments. If you feel like I misunderstood something, again, jump into the comments and tell me off, please, so that I can learn as well. All right, let's get started. So, the standard Mustang EcoBoost Fastback costs $31,920, and to jump up to a premium Fastback, you've got to spend $5,525, so $37,445. Now, there is a little caveat here in that the premium version does have the option of a Magna Ride, and it is an option, so I'm not going to value it, and it also has the option of a remote engine start option. Again, I'm not going to value that because it is an option. It doesn't come as standard from the factory. You have to physically tell the dealer, I would like that as an option, okay? So as we work our way down, you'll see that there are lines and prices on things, and I will explain things as we go along. But basically anything in red is a duplication between both models. So you can see at the top there, Sync 4 with a 13.2-inch touchscreen is on both vehicles. So there's no point in upgrading from one vehicle to another vehicle because they're the same on both vehicles. Anything in black is an option, and anything in purple is priced, and the price is based on a 3-year finance agreement. So if you buy it today, you run it for 3 years on a typical finance agreement, what is that Mustang going to be worth in terms of the spec at the end of 3 years? So you'll see if you want to spend $5,525, and you'll see at the very end of this video what all that spec is worth. Is it worth $5,525, or is it worth a couple of $100s? We'll find out. So I'll run through, this is what Ford highlights as the important bits of items on their vehicles. And as you can see, there's a lot of lines through all of this because basically from a really basic standpoint, they highlight both these vehicles as essentially the same. They actually don't list the items that I think are important on the premium version. But we'll run down. As you can see there on the left, you've got a 6-speaker sound system, AM/FM, stereo MP3 capable, bit of a mouthful there. And on the right hand side, on the premium model, you've got the 9-speaker sound system. Now I've added a little bit of extra value to this. I would have to get this vehicle into test. So Ford, if you're interested in sending me a Mustang, please send it my way, and I will test the audio system and I'll see how well it values against what I've predicted. And I think that's worth about $150 in 3 years' time. Again, if you have a Mustang and you've gone from a 6-speaker to a 9-speaker, is it worth $150? Is it worth $300? Let me know in the comments. Drivetrain, it's the same limited slip rear axle. You get an option for a slightly different limited slip axle. Transmissions are the same, both 10 speeds. Engines are the same, 2.3 litre EcoBoost engines. You come down to the appearance. And again, we've got lines through things and lines going to other bits of spec on the premium model. But basically, it's just for me to highlight things a bit easier for you guys. So as you can see on the right-hand side at the top there, you've got the pony projection lights. Basically, lights that come out of, I believe, the wing mirrors. Please tell me if I've got that wrong. And it's a graphic of the pony from a Mustang on the floor that helps you see the car a little bit better at night, like where you're going to stand, if you're going to stand in a puddle, basically. I added a little bit of value to that because there is a little bit of a convenience option to not getting your brand new trainers, slapped around in water if you step into a puddle. So $25 I've added for that. Now on the left hand side, you can see you've got mirrors, side view, dual power adjustable with body colored caps. And then if you go across to the premium side, there's one main difference between those two, and the premium version gets heated door mirrors. always a really good convenience option to have. We would always recommend that you get this, just so you can sell it in multiple places. Just because you might live somewhere like I live in Texas, where it's generally warm for like 10 months of the year, that doesn't mean you're going to sell it within Texas. You might sell it somewhere else, like in Montana or something where it gets cold, or somewhere else up north. So it is well worth getting the premium version just for the heated mirrors, I think. As you come down, we've got the spoiler. No spoiler on the standard Mustang EcoBoost Fastback, but on the premium version you do get a blade deck lid spoiler, as they call it, painted body color, and I've added $200 worth of value to that. You do see aftermarket kits. Some are cheaper than this, some are more expensive than this, but this has been fitted by Ford. It'll be attached to the warranty, and it's worth a little bit of extra money. So and it makes it look good. When we go down and you see the pictures, I actually do think it makes it look nice and aggressive, as a Mustang should look. So I added a little bit of additional value for that. And as we speak, there we go. So you can see on the image there, I've circled the boot lid. It's kind of hard to see on the black, but basically, obviously no boot lid over here on the left-hand side. And then you can see a tiny little slither there on the right-hand side. So then I'm going to jump onto my next tab to see some of the comfort and convenience options. Now this is where it really comes into its own as a Mustang Premium. This is why you're going to spend your money. So you have a 12.4-inch LCD digital cluster with information on demand message center. That is the same on both vehicles, but the premium version has the screens connected, and I will show you that in an image later on. But it just makes the whole flow inside the vehicle look a bit better. I'm a little bit surprised Ford didn't just include that as standard. It makes no sense to have two separate screens like that. Just make it one screen. It's easier for manufacturing, things like that. So then you've got ambient lighting with my color, which is ambient lighting. Again, I feel like this should be on all Mustangs from the base version all the way to the top versions, but they obviously want you to jump up and pay extra in theory for the ambient lighting, and I've added a little bit of extra value because it is nice to have ambient lighting. I do like a little bit of ambient lighting. It makes the whole cabin feel nice and special. You can tweak it a little bit better to make it more individual to yourself. I've added a little bit of value there, and as you can see there, you've got the remote start system, but it is an option, so I do not value it. I do not value options on this channel. I can, but I don't. We just look at the specification differences as standard. As you can see, I've got a little complaint there on the right, which is the universal garage door opener. It's an available option. Again, Ford, would you please, I implore you, can you just put that on every single Ford vehicle as standard? There is no reason to not include it. In the American landscape, where the majority of people have garages and home link and it's linked to their car, it just makes life easier. Why would you want someone to jump up and spend $5,000 if they actually just want that option? Because that's effectively what you're doing. So I can't really endorse it. So yeah, Ford, sort this out is my comment. I did have another comment that I erased. It had a few swear words in it. Floor mats, premium carpeted floor mats with accent stitch. You can obviously change these out for any floor mats that you desire, but because they are a bit more individual to the premium, I've added a little bit of extra value to them. $25. It's not much, but it is something to showcase. Yeah, it looks different when you physically get into the car, having stepped into just the based version. Interior amenities in auto dimming frameless rear view mirror on the right hand side there. $25 I've added for that. Again, auto dimming is a really nice standard piece of standard equipment to have. Cup holders the same in both. Driver's footrest obviously would be the same. Leather wrapped flat bottom steering wheel, 4-piece with chrome bezel. Yeah, the thing you touch all day, every day. You want it to feel nice, feels premium, and that's why they've called it the Premium Fastback. Not exclusively called it that because of the steering wheel, but you know, if you're buying a premium vehicle, you want something premium in your hands to feel at all times as you're driving around in your lovely new Mustang. So I've added $150 for that. Heated steering wheel, again, should you get it or not, it depends on where you live. It's a nice option to have. I do use my heated steering wheel on my car. I've used it every single day this week in Texas because it has been colder than normal. So I quite like it, and I have added value to it. It generally would add value to a vehicle. Again, it makes it easier to sell as well into different territories within the US or wherever the Mustang is sold in colder climates. Premium door trim. I've added 0 for this. They need to be a bit more specific in how they describe what it is. I don't know what premium door trim means. So I would physically speak with Ford or email them and say, can you just explain that? Can you send me some pictures? Can you send me a vehicle? Can I touch and feel what premium door trim means? Otherwise, I'm going to value it as 0. Which is what would previously happen in my old role. We would just call up Ford and say, can you send us a Mustang? And then they would do that, which was really good. Scrolling down, we've got foot pedals in aluminum. I've added $100, again, something you touch and see. If you open the door, you're looking into your footwell generally to where your feet are going to go. It's nice to see some aluminum foot pedals there. So I've added $100 for that. Soft door rollover. I had to look this up because I didn't know what this meant. But basically, as I understand it, it's a soft touch plastic below the window. So when you're cruising along and you've got your arm on the windowsill, I guess you'd call it, it's a little bit softer than the standard one. Again, if you own a Mustang, please tell me if I'm right or wrong, because I couldn't get the real answer to that. I had to go into a forum, and even those guys were like, it's this bit, no, it's this bit, etc., etc. Climate control, you go from single zone to dual zone. Yeah, 100%, you're going to get an uplift for that in terms of the value. I've added $250 for that. Sirius XM, now 0. You've got so many subscription services these days. Why would you get Sirius XM? And Ford people, again, jump in the comments. Is this a subscription, or is it just included as part of a nice Ford package that they offer? On my car, which is a BMW, it is not included. It is a subscription. Wireless charging pad. Again, if it works, really good convenience option. Again, my BMW does have a wireless charging pad. I do use it every single time I put my my phone in there. And with mine, I don't know if it's the same with Ford, but I have a little thing on the back of my phone here. It sticks out quite far, and even if I close it, it sticks out reasonably far. My wireless charging pad will charge my phone even with that on the back. So does the Ford one do that? Is it a worthwhile upgrade to have? Seating, you go from 4-way manual and 6-way manual drivers and passenger seats to powered driving and passenger seat. $100 for each of those, please, kind sir. Yeah, desirable, nice, easy one to recommend. Makes it easy for people to get comfortable instead of trying to rag your seat around every 2 minutes to try and get the exact position. You can do the minutiae of the detail in terms of moving your seat around. So $100 per seat. ActiveX seating material. Again, I'm going to ask the Mustang people to jump into the comments. Is that better than just cloth front bucket seats? I don't know. Please let me know. Heated and cooled front seats. 100% you're going to get an uplift in value for that, especially on a premium version like this. I don't really need to explain myself on that one. Just a really good option to have, heated and cooled front seats. Why wouldn't you have them? And it's easier to sell. And then we come down, we've got a few pictures. I'm not going to dwell on them too much because they're on the next screen, which talks a little bit about packages. So basically, I made a separate page for this because, as you can see down here, you've got a bronze appearance package as an option. And I assume it's a bronze appearance pack, whatever that does in terms of highlighting the exterior and or interior of the vehicle. But it's an option on the premium version. Is it worthwhile getting? Does it make you want to get a premium version more because you have the ability to get that as an option? So I just circled it. I haven't priced it. I'm not going to price options on this vehicle. But is it worth getting? Does it make you want to jump into a premium because you have the option to do that? Now, if you come down, we can see that all of those numbers that I just said come out to a value of $1,850. So you spend $5,525 to jump up from a standard fastback to a premium one, and after 3 years' time, I think that specification, the premium specification, is worth $1,850. Hope that makes sense. If you agree or disagree, jump into the comments again. Tell me I'm right, tell me I'm wrong. Say you sold your car for this, I didn't sell my car for this. This piece of spec didn't matter when I was trading in my vehicle, etc., etc. Please educate me as I'm trying to give you information as well. And then I'll scroll down a little bit to the interior just so we can see some of those details. So I'll just hover down here for now. Basically anything in purple in a circle is different to the image on the left. So you can see you've got the chrome surrounds, you've got the gap between the screen that has now been filled. You've got the chrome surround on the right hand side, and you have USB ports just next to the gear lever there. So hopefully you found that interesting. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Appreciate it. Cheers.